Howdy, I'm going to give you a quick tour of Chia, Salvia hispanica. We've got chia plants in the backyard garden here down in Oakland, Chinatown. It's pretty cold out, as you can see by my winter garb. It's not exactly as cold as it is where some of my viewers are, but nonetheless it is cold. So yeah, chia. Here it is in a pot. Has a pretty upright habit, and here it is in the ground. We had a windstorm here and it blew a lot of them down a bit, but again, upright. It does branch quite a bit. This one down here, I pulled the branches off on some of those axles there, and you can see the wind actually pretty much almost snapped that one off. And by the way that they lean, this one was leaning before the windstorm. I think they like to grow in dense stands. The flowering, very pretty. There's a lot of seeds in there. Each one of these little flowers, those little pods there, I've taken it apart and examined it. It seems to bear 4 seeds per flower pod, which is pretty cool. It's leaning on the camellia here. And then here's some more. I put these in the ground a little bit later in the season. Not much sun back here, so these have grown pretty vigorously for the lack of sun that they have. And you can see by how tall I am, 5'9", 10, depending on who's asking. And just taller than me, you know. So they can get pretty tall. I think maybe they'd reach about 8, 9 feet, maybe 10. They're related to mint. They're mentioned in the Codex Mendoza, a historical document cultivated in Aztec and pre-Columbian times, and still in common use in Mesoamerica, and now becoming quite popular here in the States, in North America, although they are typically grown further south, where they can flower and go to seed without threat of frost damage, which I'm concerned about. Even though we're right here by the lake and by the inlet outlet to the bay, it is getting pretty cold, and the lettuce outside here was frozen this morning. They don't seem to be damaged at all, but we'll see. And I'm curious how the seed will bear, if it's going to fall out, you know, if I'll have to collect it off the ground, or if it'll stay connected to the plant, typical of a more domesticated seed crop. The more domesticated they are, the better they kind of stick to the plant, and the more wild they are, the more they typically just fall out onto the ground. It's really interesting the way that goes. I could talk more about that, and God, it's fascinating, but I won't, not right now. I'll just show you a little bit more about this chia, maybe stop gabbing and let you see it more up close. So just another minute here, and let me know what you think. So yeah. And the bees, they love these flowers. I haven't noticed the hummingbirds really going for them. They probably don't get enough nectar out of them. Here's a good example of the leaf growth habit. A little bit different from what you see on the Wikipedia image of Salvia hispanica. The flowering habit is a little bit different. Perhaps it's a different sub-variety. I'm pretty sure I planted these seed from the Bob's Red Mill seeds that I just bought at Whole Foods Market. And how old are these? These are pretty old. 7 months, 6 months, something like that. It's a pretty hefty stalk there. Just to give you an idea of how big it is. 2 fingers wide. I don't water these much. The roots must go down pretty far. It is sandy soil. Pretty easy for them to get down. Here's another one. This one has a neat habit. It just kind of drooped and became more of a ground cover. Gosh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, so there they are. Chia, Salvia hispanica. We'll be collecting seeds from these and eating them and replanting. I'm going to capture this seed stock, keep this variety, and plant out some more and see how they compare. See how variable the genome is, at least by what is being harvested commercially. Next, I'll probably plant, a different color of chia or a different brand marketed at Whole Foods or elsewhere. Ooh. Pardon the shaking of the camera, I'm shivering. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.